is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
State parks in Illinois are feeling the pressure from the state's ongoing budget impasse, with important renovation funds withheld.
Law enforcement officials in Macomb offer tips for keeping your valuable items safe while you're on break.
And certain areas of Illinois may see significant snowfall by the end of the weekend. Take a live look at the radar. Nothing overhead now, but that'll all change as commuters leave for the holiday break. Your Storm Team 3 forecast later on.
But first, we begin with Budget Impasse 2015 coverage. Welcome to Live at 4.
Illinois has been without a budget for more than 4 months now, and it will be weeks before legislators and the government meet.
A plan to meet on Wednesday was postponed until December 1st after a death in House Speaker Michael Madigan's family.
And the budget impasse continues to cause problems for State University as money gets tighter each passing week. WIU has promised another semester of MAP grants without the help of state funding. Before WIU released MAP grant funds, 93rd District State Representative Noreen Hammond said she didn't think Western Illinois University could withstand another semester without a budget.
And they have basically fronted the money to for their students, for their faculty, for the MAP grants, but they can't do it for 2 semesters in a row.
And the budget impasse is also affecting the future of the Center for Performing Arts.
And then the governor put a halt to all construction projects on all the state institutions as of June 30th, 2015. So once that stopped, then the entire project stopped, and we are currently just sitting here.
The project without access to funds has been on and off the table since 1974. Once the budget is passed, Dean William Cloud believes it will take at least 6 months to get the project back up and running. Cloud says every 6 months the wait for the budget to be passed, the project costs rise $1 million due to the increasing price of building materials.
Ongoing state park renovations in Illinois may be in jeopardy if a budget isn't passed soon. The state may have to halt a $700 million renovation project. This info based on records from the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. The project would focus on on-site facility and campgrounds in all state parks. The effects are noticeable nearby as some camp visitors say the septic tank at Argyle Lake in Colchester is shut down. They add that it's becoming an inconvenience with some drivers with RVs.
The person that the state pays for to dump the tank has quit doing it because the state's not paying their bills. People can't dump their stuff, so they have to go all the way to Spring Lake to do it, and that's a very big inconvenience. That will hurt business.
The communications director for IDNR, Chris Young, says state parks will remain open to the public during the budget impasse, and staff will continue to perform maintenance and other duties associated to their parks. He says the department is anticipating future projects to move forward once the Illinois General Assembly passes a balanced budget for 2016.
And let's go now to Emily Manley in the Storm Team 3 Weather Center with a look of what may be a tough few days for holiday travelers.
Emily, what can we expect to see this weekend?
Well, you know, this weekend we could see a chance of snow on Saturday, but before we get into that word, let's look at today, and let's take a look outside right now. 46 degrees you can see, and you know it is very windy outside. That's why humidity is so low, 38%. If we look though at the radar, as you saw earlier, you know there's nothing in the area. There is some snow up to the north of us, but that's not going to affect us. Our high pressure system is still out to the west of us. We cannot even see it on the radar yet, but temperatures around the area are cool right now. 46 degrees in Macomb, 46 in Burlington, 51 in Springfield. I'm going to let you know if we could see any precipitation this weekend and how much after the break.
Thank you, Emily. Macomb School District 185, which is located entirely in McDonough County and is under the county's property tax extension law, received less than it was levied for in 2014. Macomb School District Superintendent Patrick Toomey proposed a $14 million property tax levy for 2015. The 3 largest funds that account for $12 million include operation and maintenance, education, and transportation. The school district's tax rate under the levy will be $4.78. What the school will actually receive won't be known until next year when 2015 taxes are payable.
WIU's final President's Town Hall meeting of the semester will be held tonight at 7 p.m. in the Corbin Olson E-Classroom. The Town Hall meetings offer WIU students the opportunity to have an open dialogue with President Jack Thomas, as well as certain university administration members. President Thomas will open the meeting by giving a brief update on current campus initiatives. The final Town Hall meeting was originally scheduled for November 11th, but it was canceled due to severe weather.
And Christmas will be here soon, but not everyone can afford presents. A few people are working to make the holiday brighter for low-income families.
She's making a list and she's checking it twice. Teresa Cradle is part of Project Santa, a program that gives a little Christmas to low-income families. It started 30 years ago when a few Macomb girls needed new socks and underwear.
We went and bought that plus some toys. We delivered it. Then we got on to thinking, oh, this might be a good deal.
The project grew, and now it provides presents to more than 100 families in McDonough, Hancock, Henderson, and Warren counties. The program brings happiness to the kids and the donors alike.
But the younger kids are a hoot. Oh, they just love Santa, and they're always hugging us and thanking us. And
Teresa says she likes helping others. She had cancer a few years back, but working on this project got her through.
this kept me busy and kept my mind off things. And
Project Santa is a way of spreading good that can really stack up.
so it's nice to know that what we're doing is moving on and making a difference besides the toys and things. It's a good deal.
For News 3, I'm Cora English.
Project Santa is a program of the Western Illinois Regional Council and is funded with community donations. To learn more or help out, you can call the number on your screen.
And not on the town for some local shoppers.
A shopping spree hosted by the Macomb Chamber of Commerce calls on local women to spend their hard-earned money at local businesses.
And Macomb will host a tournament this weekend based around the fictional sport of Quidditch. We've got the details.
And I'm Eric Sutera. It's hot, hot, hot. The Red Hot Leathernecks look to extinguish the flames of UIC in their game on Tuesday. It's the third men's basketball matchup of what's shaping up to be a promising season for Western Illinois. A look later on in sports.
Stories, they happen everywhere. At News 3, we go the distance and tell them firsthand. Across the region,
the tornado tore through a neighborhood in Washington, Illinois.
Across the state.
Here at the state capitol in Springfield for the gubernatorial race.
Across generations.
We have a lot of people that are very dedicated. We're all volunteers.
The stories that inform us, the stories that move us, the stories that matter from a fresh perspective.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
My favorite thing about WIU is how much we work as a team. Everyone here has helped immensely, and when we work together, the outcome is amazing. Producing for the newscast, writing for the newscast, going to city council every Monday. It's something that I've learned that it takes a team. There's no such thing as an I. If there's an I, then we know that something's going to go wrong. I really do believe WIU has prepared me for the outside world. I can't wait to see where I end up. I have to thank everyone that has been involved. You know, Jasmine Creighton, she has managed to help me overcome that scary part. And the way that you have a great show is not the content that you have, it's the people who you work with. And here at WIU, I have had a chance to work with some excellent people.
Now from Macomb, High Definition, you're watching Arlene Judge, Anna Malay Zuniga, Storm Team 3's 5-day outlook, and sports with Danny Fry. Live at 4 continues.
Local law enforcement agencies are offering basic safety tips to residents leaving town for the holidays.
OPS Lieutenant Thomas Clark says these tips do not only apply to students living on campus, they apply to students living off campus.
For residents on campus, we would suggest obviously that you're going to lock your doors. You're going to want to make sure that your valuables are secure in your room, maybe even take some of those things home over the break that you might be really concerned about.
Clark says students are also encouraged to keep their vehicles locked at all times and to never leave valuable items in plain sight inside their vehicles. It's recommended that off-campus residents leave a porch light on and ask someone to check on the property if traveling home for Thanksgiving break. This holiday season, businesses in town are asking you to shop local, shop Macomb. To encourage that idea, the annual Macomb Area Chamber of Commerce held its Ladies' Night Out last Thursday, and News 3's Ashley Cahill was in attendance.
For the past few years, the Macomb Area Chamber of Commerce has hosted a Ladies' Night Out. This event is geared towards keeping the community shopping locally.
We're doing great. We actually started earlier this year, so people could come in starting at 3 this afternoon, and then they can go till 8 tonight.
It's been good. Yeah, we've had a good number of people coming in, and all the ladies seem to be having a good time and enjoying themselves, and people are discovering the store. Some people didn't know about it, but I've only been in town for about a year now. So it's been a nice way for people to get to know me and know that we exist.
So far it's been great. We've had a kind of a steady trickle of people coming in and signing up for the door prize, and we've been giving information out about our upcoming art and gift market.
The local businesses love the event that they return every year.
This is our second year owning the store, so we've decided to do Ladies' Night every year. It's a super fun event. It's one of my favorites.
I plan on doing it every year I'm still open as a store, yes.
You know, I think this is our first year to be part of it, so we're excited to be a part of it this year, and hopefully this will be a regular thing.
Ladies come in and they shop with their groups and they have a ton of fun.
I'm really excited to hang out with my friends and have a good time. And
if you missed Ladies' Night Out this year, check it out next year. It's a great way to get some Christmas shopping done before the Black Friday crowds and support your local businesses. Reporting for News 3, I'm Ashley Cahill.
And the much-anticipated Midwest Regional Quidditch Tournament will be kicking off this Saturday in Macomb's Veterans Park.
Park District Superintendent Rachel Lenz says she discovered the U.S. Quidditch League on YouTube and applied to host the tournament shortly thereafter. Nikki Gray of the Convention and Visitors Bureau says the event is expected to generate nearly $350,000 in tourism revenue for the city. While participating in the tournament is limited to teams that are registered with the league, Macomb residents are encouraged to come watch for free. Matches will take place throughout the day on November 21st and 22nd.
Next, emerging details on this week's travel forecast.
Your Storm Team 3 forecast next.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Thine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
I want you to take a look at this gorgeous sunny day that we have out there. Not a cloud in the sky. Even though it looks nice and sunny, it doesn't feel too warm out there. 46 degrees, humidity at 38%. Winds are very high today, but they will die down as we move on into the night. So just make it through this afternoon and it will move on and get a little better. As we take a look though right now at the temperatures around the area, you can see that there's a high pressure system that is sitting south of us. And that is why St. Louis is 55 degrees and Joplin is even warmer than what we have here due to that pressure system. But right now outside you can see that there's nothing going on, and that's okay because moving into the weekend we could see some flurries, and I have more about that just in a little bit. This is moving on into tonight though. You can see that that high pressure system is going to start moving to the east, but it is still going to be cold here. 27 degrees in Davenport. We are going to see a below freezing temps this evening. But moving on into tomorrow, that low pressure system, which is going to bring in some participation, on this weekend, is going to be moving into the area. That high pressure system is going to be getting out of the area. This is moving into the next few days. This is what's going to be moving into the area coming from the west, and this is going to cause that snow. As you can see right here, we are right in between that line of rain and snow. So we're not too sure what we're going to see yet. We could see a few flurries. Don't expect even an inch to hit the ground. Plus the ground is too warm still for any of that to come into our area. This is the people that are to the north of us though. Up in Chicago, they could see 8 to 12 inches of snow. Right above us, 1 to 2 inches. So like I said, don't worry about us here. We're probably going to see more rain anyway. Good chance though of a couple flurries, but nothing to be too concerned about. Don't have to get the shovels out yet. But for tonight, low of 28 degrees, winds do die down 5 to 10 miles per hour, and it is going to be increasingly cloudy, and that's why tomorrow, as we move into tomorrow, it is going to be partly cloudy. High of 47 degrees, winds still the same, 5 to 10 miles an hour. You know, like I said, just got to get through that windy part of the day today. As we look at this 5-day forecast, there is that snow that we do see on Saturday. Friday, 47 degrees, sunny. Just as we make it through Saturday, you can see that the snow just has to get through. Then we go back to sun. So I'm just excited, you know, we could see a couple flurries on Saturday, and then we're going to go back. But remember that we are going to see some very, very cold temps moving into the weekend, and then on Monday we will finally go back to it being warm again. So, you know, on Saturday and Sunday, you need the winter coat, guys. I'm so sorry.
I know, you're giving me really depressing weather news right now. I mean,
but I did it with a smile.
Yeah, and that's what matters. At least we're not in northern Illinois. We're not getting all of that snow because I don't want that.
I don't want it either.
So, Danny, what do you have, or Eric, what do you have for us in sports?
Well, we'll see. We got a football game coming up this weekend. And coming up in sports, how the budget might affect student athletes. Athletic Director Matt Tanney expresses his concerns for the Department of Athletics. The WIU men's basketball team did what it has not accomplished since the 1989-90 season. And we'll preview the must-win football game for Western as they take on South Dakota State this Saturday. All that coming up next.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet! Dang it. Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Which planet are we living on? Right here.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea.
We're gonna turn on the lights and everybody look up.
Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
What did you want to be when you grew up? Now, how do you make it happen? Think purple, think success. think Western Illinois University.
And I'm Eric Sotero filling in for Danny Fry today. Welcome back to Live at 4. Aside from academics, other departments could be hit just as hard from the budget crisis. I spoke with Athletic Director Matt Tanney to find out how the budget might affect the athletic department.
In the midst of the budget crisis in the state of Illinois, the Western Illinois Department of Athletics is doing what it can to push through it.
I'm very concerned because, there's just a lot of uncertainty right now. And once that certainty is a little more concrete in terms of the state passing a budget and we have a much greater sense of the direction we're going, I think we're prepared to do what we need to do. We have been, over the summer, as we were developing our budget for current fiscal year, FY16, we're very cognizant of our travel, how teams are getting to and from away from home competitions. We've been very strategic in terms of who we're scheduling, where we're playing, and so I think some of those things help offset some of the larger costs in terms of traveling across country and those things. So we've been very cognizant of that.
There are many opportunities in the Department of Athletics for students that could be affected from the budget.
When you talk about educational opportunities for students as it relates to graduate assistantships and an opportunity for them to earn a master's degree and also gain some work experience in the department, I'm hesitant to reduce those opportunities, but with that being said, with the totality of the situation, I think you have to look at it. But again, I'd be hesitant.
Despite the possible effects on the department, the chances of a sport getting cut are pretty small.
We evaluate all of our sport programs, and like I said, nothing is off the table given the current budget and economic climate of the university. That being said, I would be very, very cautious and hesitant to eliminate a sport program unless it was in the absolute best interest of the athletic department and the university. And once the state passes a budget, I think a lot of people at the university, a lot of departments, athletics is part of the student services unit. So student services, academics, I think across the board there'll be a much greater sense of purpose and direction once that happens. But until that happens, we're a little limited in making some of those decisions.
So far, everything will remain the same for next semester in the athletics department, but just like any other department, this one could be subject to change. The WIU men's basketball team took on University of Illinois Chicago Tuesday night at Western Hall and accomplished something that has not been done by them in 25 years. Leatherneck's trying to go 3-0 for the first time since the 1989 basketball season. Early Western will be down 10-8 in the first half. J.C. Fuller gets the pass and drives into the basket. Count it! As he hits the deck, Western ties things at 10, and just a few minutes later, the big man Garrett Covington says not today as he gets the block, then rebounded by Jabari Sandifer. Takes it coast to coast for the layup. Western up 19-12. Only a minute later, though, UIC gets the ball stolen, and it's J.C. Fuller here with the fast break. Get up there, big man, and puts it down for the dunk. Western pulling away 23-12. We'll move to the second half now. Jalen Chapman gets the pass here on the inside here, and it's his turn with the slam. Western on top, 51-32. Then later in the second half, Jabari Sandifer, he'll get the pass from Tate Stensgaard. Puts up the three, got him! Western would go up 70-45 and continue to douse the UIC Flames. Leatherneck would go on to win 84-57, and this is the first time they have been 3-0 since the 89-90 season. Leathernecks are ranked first in the nation with three-point shooting average of 59.6. Their next contest will be this Saturday at Eastern Illinois. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. It is a must-win situation this Saturday for the Leatherneck football team as they take on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits if they want to advance to the playoffs. Coach Nielsen expresses his expectations for this Saturday's matchup.
They're a really good football team, very fundamentally sound, with good talent. They're well coached, and they're a team that you have to beat. They're not going to beat themselves, and that's not an easy thing to do with how talented they are.
Western is overall 5-5 on the season, and they are coming off a come-from-behind victory against Indiana State. We'll get a chance to see Sean McGuire, the second-string quarterback, at the helm for Western's offense for their final game of the season. If Western wins Saturday, that would put them in 3rd place in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, owning the tiebreaker with South Dakota State and UNI if the Panthers defeat SIU. It will be senior day at Hanson Field on Saturday for the Leathernecks as they take on the 8-2 Jackrabbits. Kickoff for the final game of the regular season is set for 1 p.m.
Well, thank you, Eric. You know, I'm so used to Danny being here, so that's why I said, Danny, you threw me off my game. But speaking of games, I know that there's like great sports going on, but I gotta say I'm more excited about Quidditch personally.
Oh, yes.
Though you seem much more excited about basketball.
I was very excited for basketball. They're at Eastern Illinois this week, so they won't be home for quite a while, guys.
Well, that's unfortunate.
All right, coming up on Live at 4.
An interesting fundraising incentive that appeals to local gun enthusiasts. Stay tuned.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Crack yellow.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
This week in Morgan Hall, room 102, people lined up to shoot a pellet gun at a paper target. There was a bake sale, and the proceeds go to the rifle and pistol team.
ROTC charged $1 or 1 non-perishable food item for 1 target and 6 targets for $5 or 5 non-perishable food items. Prizes were awarded to the best shots of the day. Now, personally, I wouldn't be one of the best shots of the day. I don't know about you guys, but not me.
I was almost grazed by a pellet as a kid, so honestly, that kind of scarred me. I don't think I could participate in an event like this. That's just me.
You were done with it?
I'm done with it after that.
I have a pellet gun at home, but it kind of sucks, though, so I don't like using those very much because the accuracy on them is terrible.
See, you're the kind of person that would probably end up hitting me in the end. You're my nightmare.
I wouldn't be aiming for you, though, Emily, so...
All right, Emily, what do you got for us for final weather here?
We're going to take one final look at the weather here. As you can see, that rain is moving into our area, and we're going to sit right between the rain and snow. So it's not going to affect us too much. Hopefully we just see the rain. Moving into this weekend, this is where we're going to have Chicago see more snow than we even see participation here. As there's about 8 inches that they could see up there. So make sure that you get your snow boots out and your snow coat out up there. It's going to be cold. Tonight we will see below freezing temps though, 28 degrees. Winds die down. It is pretty windy out there if you get outside right now. But let's take a look at that 5-day forecast for the rest of your weekend. Saturday, snow. But don't worry, just a couple flurries, and then moving into Sunday, still cold, but at least the sun does come out. So for that Quidditch tournament that's on Saturday, it could be a little bit cold out there.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all from us today. Thank you, Emily. But you can stay up to date with us all the time on Facebook. Search News 3 WIU. Classes won't be in session next week, so you can tune in to our newscast after Thanksgiving. And we will not be airing Good Morning Macomb tomorrow. For Emily Manley, I'm Colleen Judge. And for Eric Sutera, this is Anna Malay Zuniga. And for all of us at News 3, have a great evening.